There's once again money to be made in meme coins now that the market has started to recover again. Today alone, Bitcoin hit 95,000 and Solana is already back to $150. And now that the major crypto coins are coming back, we're seeing a lot of money flowing back into meme coins. And so I've actually made around $30,000 in the past month, and I'm going to go over some trades that I did where I made good money, and then we're going to talk about some trades that I made where I didn't. The point of this video is so that you can see the thought process behind the trades that I made and why I did it, so that you could potentially apply that to whatever trading strategy you have. And so yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. Before I start, I'm not a financial advisor. All of this is for entertainment purposes, and I just trade meme coins because this is just what I do. So here is how I made $23,000 trading a coin called Dupe. So Dupe was a coin that was launched on a brand new meme coin launchpad called Launch a Coin. And the founder had gone out and he had basically said, yeah, I launched this coin. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet, but here it is. We found Dupe at a $456,000 market cap in my Discord, which is called Canto Labs. Before we start, if you're trading meme coins and you're looking for a community to join mine, which is Canto Labs. You can see the link right here, but I'll put the link down below too. It is a full trading community with bots, with a wallet tracker, Twitter alerts, and a community that is active all the time trading meme coins. If you're experienced or if you're looking to learn, definitely join up. If you're looking for a place to trade, make sure to click the link down below. You can join up into our Discord. And I actually successfully traded this 5 separate times. The first time I bought it when it was on a major dip at around 1 million, and I sold into the first pump at 1.5. So I took like a 50% gain right here on this trade. Then it decided that it was just going to absolutely pump, and so I top blasted at around 3.6 million and sold at 5.8. I bought this dip right here, and then I sold into this pump again. And then I noticed that it was starting to lose a lot of steam, and then I ended up buying back in right here. It did actually dump a lot more, but I had a feeling that it was going to pump back, and then sure enough, it pumped back, and then I traded it one more time. I bought this dip right here, and then I sold into this pump. This was probably one of the better trades that I've made almost ever, mainly just because I didn't actually lose on any of these scalps. And so even though we did find this coin really early, I prefer to scalp coins over and over again. There were a lot of big wallets that were in this coin, and it was getting pushed. There was tons and tons of volume. And so I told myself that this was a coin that I wanted to trade multiple times while not being in it too long. And one thing that I will say is that a lot of these trades that I made here were for 50%. And I know that that doesn't register with a lot of people when they think about crypto. They're like, oh, I have to hit a 2 to 3 to 10x or whatever to make it worth it. But the fact is that it doesn't really matter how much capital you are playing with. It could be $100, and if you hit one of these 50% gains, you turn 100 into 150. And what I personally like to do is play with size on coins like this and in situations like this, because it's a lot safer than buying into coins at 10, 20, 30,000, anything under $100,000 market cap, because those coins are very unestablished, they're unreliable, and you just have to really understand what you're doing if you want to be trading in that kind of environment. Here's how I made $12,000 trading this coin called Gork. So Gork is a coin that launched, and a lot of the Twitter engineers were following this Gork account. And so if we take a look at the Twitter right here, you can see Gork. And this account, like I said, is followed by a lot of the Twitter employees. And so this coin ran insanely hard. I didn't know if it was real or not. So what I actually did is I bought at around $2 million market cap, and I sold for like nothing. Basically, it was like a 50% gain again, and I literally had to watch this go from 2 all the way to $20 million market cap, and I didn't buy back in because I just did not know if it was real or not. So then once the Twitter account was being interacted with, and the Twitter account was actually starting to tweet more on its own, because it was like an AI agent type of Twitter account, I believe, where it like tweeted things on its own. But once it got confirmed, this coin did pump super hard. I top blasted, and then I sold into this pump. So I bought here around 26 million and I sold around 40. So that was like, I think a 60 or 70% gain. It did end up going higher. I'm not very proud of the way that I traded this coin, if I'm being honest, but it was one of those things that I had to size into so I could make money on it. And there were a lot of different opportunities, and I just have been rugged so many times that on this I was like, nah, no way that this is real. I've seen a lot of Grok coins in the past that have not really done too well and haven't held up, and they've just ended up rugging. And so I was a little bit more skeptical on this, and I shouldn't have been, but yeah, so that's pretty much what happened there. And then here is how I lost $3,800 on a coin called Gusta. So this was a coin that we found in my group at around 1.3 million. And right when we found it, I ended up buying it. It was on this new moonshot platform. When this coin launched, it was alleged that the actual creator of the Gusta meme was the one that was behind this. So it had a ton of volume. We found it a little bit late. As you could see, it got sniped really hard right here. I believe that's what this candle was. And I ended up buying it, like I said, around 1.3 million. I top blasted, and then I ended up having to DCA a little bit down. So I dollar cost average. And then when I kind of had a feeling that it was not going to do so well, I ended up just selling everything. And then sure enough, I sold before it rugged. And so I'm not particularly thrilled about this trade either, but this one specifically was one where it had the volume, and if it was legit, this could have gone way, way higher. And I am glad that instead of DCAing all the way down to whatever this was, like 250K, I actually did cut my losses, and I ended up taking a 50% loss on this, which, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it could have been way, way worse. And that's why I do think that it makes a lot of sense to try to minimize losses in situations like this. Pay attention to the coin when you see that there's a lot of big wallets that are starting to sell, where there's a lot of like unnecessary sell pressure. You're like, okay, wait a second, this might actually be the end of this coin. And on that point, there have been a lot of coins that have been launching recently that have done really well, such as coins like this Hosiko coin, which I did not even trade. This launched on the Bonk launchpad, but if I scroll out enough here, you can kind of see that it pumped super hard. It went from obviously 0, and you could have bought in like at 3 million on dips, and here at like 10, and it ran all the way to like $40 million market cap. And then we also have coins like Housecoin, which this coin also did absolutely insane, and it went from 10 million all the way to $120 million market cap. And the thing is, on a lot of these tokens is that you had a lot of time on this and Hosiko and some of these other coins. You could let them get established. Like, you could buy them at 2 to 3 to 4, $5 million market cap, and you could go and you can look on Twitter, you can see who's pushing it, and you can say to yourself like, wow, okay, these are the types of coins that do have potential to run a little bit harder. And so you don't always have to buy every single token within the first minute or two, right? Like, there are ways to make money, which is kind of what I'm trying to explain about what I do, is that there are a lot of ways to make money, and you don't have to constantly be chasing new launches all the time. Like, you can go out and you can buy established tokens as well, which is one of the things that I did on this troll coin. So I made 140 SOL trading this, and I traded it 2 different times. Like, I traded this, I think, a day after it launched, and then like 2 days after it launched. And I was really just looking for opportunities. Like, I bought them on dips and I sold on rips here, and I ended up making a lot of money trading these coins. Yeah, that's just one of the things I wanted to point out, because I do feel like there are a lot of people that feel like if you don't get into the coin within the first like 10 seconds, then you already missed it. That is actually the riskier way to trade. And that's where most people lose, is by trying to chase a lot of these brand new launches. Now, what I will say is that if you can identify those launches, it's a great opportunity. Like, there's a lot of upside, and you just have to understand that it's like very high risk, high reward in that situation. Whereas there are a lot of people in my Discord, and myself as well, who like to trade coins that are a little bit more established. You go for some smaller percentages, but it's a lot more consistent if you learn how to do it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Subscribe if you like the content. It really means the world to me. Take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next one.